Hey guys, John Lovell with the Warrior Poet Society here responding to a question from someone on YouTube. Zach asks me for advice on going into the military. He's planning on it one day. I've gotten this a whole bunch of times, and so it's about time that I tackled this question. But Zach, buddy, this is for you. First and foremost, I'd ask, are you willing to die trying to fulfill the orders of Hillary Clinton? Or Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders or whatever elected official. Ultimately, that's who you're working for. That's your commander-in-chief, your highest-ranking military officer. So you need to be able to say yes to that question. And this is not a political agenda type thing. This is just real common sense. And I'm trying to come up with the questions that you need to be able to answer that you probably wouldn't have come up on your own. All right, another question. Are you prepared to die for that job? Some people treat going in the military or any type of dangerous occupation as just a means to an end. Oh, well, it'd be a great way for me to pay for college or for a good career. But you never really thought the possibility of your death was really in the cards. You think you'd be the exception. And then all of a sudden you get into a dangerous situation and you don't really have the heart because you were just there looking for a job or a career. You weren't really ready to sacrifice. Are you ready to die? Okay, here's another difficult one. Are you planning on starting a family or have you already? Would your spouse be willing to leave, or would your spouse be willing to lose you for a long extended period of time? And would you be willing to leave your spouse for an extended period of time? Other husbands and wives will be together so that you can protect that, but you will have a strained and very difficult marriage during times of deployment and even just in the military in general. What I've seen is a lot of my friends' personal lives fall to pieces because of military service. Generally, it's harder on the person being left than it is on the person that's actually leaving. I think the world is getting progressively more dangerous, not less dangerous, and so the likelihood of another major conflict coming up, regardless of just the ongoing war with terrorism, I think is extremely likely. And so you need to go into the military with eyes wide open, realizing you may not make it out alive. Are you okay with that? Do you love our country? Not just what the country was based upon, not how the country used to be, but how the country is right now and how the country is going to be in the near future. Would you die for that ideal? That's another really important question. Also, you need to understand that it's not as cool as you think. I did all the cool guy stuff of jumping out of planes and helicopters and fast roping and shooting bad guys and kicking in doors and all of the cool stuff, but none of it's really as cool as you think. And a lot of those high excitement moments are surrounded by long, painful, dull periods of non-excitement. Just sitting around doing stuff you don't want to be doing. Other than those things, I kind of want to spook you out of the military so that those who are left are really walking into everything with well-informed ideas. So if I didn't talk you out of it, here's some cool stuff. You go in at 18, 20 years old, you do your 20 years, you can retire at some 40 years old, be ready to hit a whole nother career and have a retirement for the rest of your life. That's a really good deal, presuming that you don't have a bunch of screws loose up here, which is also a very likely possibility. Right now, it's also a respectable profession. People like soldiers right now. That doesn't mean they always will. You look at times in World War II, people were behind you. In Vietnam, veterans were hated and persecuted. Right now, they're loved and they may be hated in the future. Would you fight for and die for a country that hated you? You got to really love someone to die for them if they hate you. Law enforcement, for example, is hated right now, and there's a propaganda war going on against them that seems to be getting perpetually worse. Don't fall for it. Most cops are just good dudes trying to get home, and they don't want to arrest you or giving you speeding tickets. Just quit breaking the law and they'll be friends. They're usually good dudes, and there's bad apples. Some of them are awful and sucky, but some civilians are awful and sucky as well. So it's not a police problem usually, it's just a people problem, right? Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. I am John Lovell, the Warrior Poet, and thanks so much for staying tuned, guys.